Here we go. Newbauer Master Agency Roundup call, Tuesday, August 6th, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Awesome. Well, let's get started, Steve.
Sounds good. All right, so this is the book of the month, guys, The Big Leap. I just got mine yesterday, so I got to get on that and get started with it. So
it's good. It's really good.
I hadn't read that one. That's one of the.
It really talks about our mindset and it's the I won't blow the whole book, but it talks a lot about, setting that temperature, and we hit that temperature and our air conditioning cools us down, and then we get, where things are tough and the heater kicks on and we're going back and forth. It's really good, really good book. So I love
The Big Leap. Hey guys, real quick, if everybody could, so 35 is about our average attendance for this call. If every leader could please just send out a quick text to your people, tell them to get in here. I think if we work together, I know we can ramp up attendance, and it's only going to help everybody get better. So sorry, guys, just take a quick moment to text that. Let's see if we can get it up to 40 today, 42. Oh, I didn't mean to stop the whole show. What happened? Where are we?
Show.
I'm a showstopper.
It's good, bud. That means everybody's building and texting their teams.
Yeah, I do like that. Jeff's like, I'll get right on.
Yeah, Jeff just left.
Jeff went door knocking. He's door knocking his agents.
Maybe I can help with the Pam situation.
Exactly. James, great job today, by the way. Thank you so much. I was on a walk with Gula, so I did have my camera off, but that was really great stuff today. And we're back.
I hit the recording button. It was right next to the end button. So anyway.
Mark scared you away.
So anyway, great book. I'm listening to it on audio, but I normally read, but anyway, good book. I'm loving it.
I love the picture too. Just, outgrowing your tank, getting out of your comfort zone there.
Well, we see that a lot, right? People you have somebody that's used to making $60,000 a year, and they go to another job and they make $60,000 a year or 65, right? That's in that bowl. And then you have people get into, even coming from here, used to making $50,000 a year. It's hard to jump out of that bowl and go from 50,000 to 100,000 because that's what you're used to, right? So, all right. Hopefully all you here on the call have your national conference tickets. If you don't, make sure you guys get the tickets. We, the success of the agents that go there is so much greater than the ones that don't. Actually, the ones that don't typically aren't here next year, but we just want to, want you guys to realize the power of this conference and what it will do. So. And you went to your first conference, Steve, without even having a license. I love that dedication.
2 years ago this month, because it was in August then, right? 2 years ago. And I went with no license, came back, and started September. So September will be my 2-year anniversary here.
That's awesome.
But yeah, definitely, when I went, I had plans to come back and open up my other business. So I had a meeting to go, with the builders to build out a new store. And I went in and looked around and said, I'm not doing it. I'm going to go home and do this. And that was it. So.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's been,
and did you see all the breakout sessions they have now? They've got so many. It's this year's going to be so freaking good. I mean, it's always good, but the breakout sessions, they got a ton.
Yeah. So are they all on the app already?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They sent out an email a couple of days ago.
I haven't been able to figure out how to sign out of the AOA one that I had,
Yeah. We can talk about, there's a way you have to log out, and I had to do the same thing. So,
right. So yeah, that's awesome. Going to be cool.
Yep. They are there and good to go.
Really cool.
All right. Tickets remaining. Won't go over the names here, but if you have an owner's pack, make sure you're filling that up. Looks like Mark's got 1 left, and Rodney and Ken have 2 left. So it looks like they're filling them up. David and Donnell are 3. So you're you're close to that finish line there. Here's the great news about it. Really, the next 30 days is really the biggest onslaught of people signing up for conference. Just realize that, guys, and gals to, if you have somebody on your team and they're not signed up yet, now's the time to reach out to them, let them know the importance, what it does, what it will do for them. It's not about us going to conference. Matter of fact, when you go to conference, focus on you, not on your team. Your team will take care of themselves. If somebody's out on their cell phone, don't go out and hang out with them. Be in the conference, right? This is about you. This entire conference is about you and what will it do for you and your family to propel your business. So anyway, I love it. These numbers are getting smaller on the tickets remaining. So it's a good thing there. I've got mine all filled up and been passing out. Others helping out some of my team fill theirs up. Just a lot of tickets we're helping our teams with. So excited about conference. Ready to write, and we're not reading this list. Unless you want to read it, Steve.
Oh, no.
Look at all these ready to write. Holy moly. If your name is on here and you haven't written an application yet, definitely let's reach out to your mentor, your agency owner. But if you haven't written an app and you're on this, let's help you write an app. Let's help you book some appointments and make some money here.
New writers. So we've got Monica Burchell, Alex Moore, Tammy Troya, Renita Muller, Dustin Vance, Megan Watts, Sean Lynn, Jason Nimwigan, and Aaron Castle. Nice.
So, Mark, this is for the week for your agency. This used to be a good month, right?
With this used to be an exciting month, and now it's just mind-blowing to see what we're doing. And when Jeff told me we were celebrating Kimberly for her birthday this weekend, and Kimberly's so important, Stephen Tickle and Amber Blair flew out as well to celebrate, which was amazing.
That's right. They came after her birthday.
When you said, what was it? Sarah Reinecke made 100,000. Was it Sarah or Jamie? Someone's up to 100,000 a month.
Jamie's, yeah. Sarah said, well, we saw her at the AO Academy. She said that last month she made 60,000. Wow. And it's funny because you always hear about Jamie Susie and how she I think she passed Sarah and then Sarah caught up. But yeah, Jamie's at 100,000 a month in 4 years.
Even she's not bad.
She was saying that 4 years ago her and Cody were 100,000 in debt before, and now 4 years later they're making 100 in passive income a month.
Yeah, making over $100,000 a month. And the beautiful thing is, because when I had my farmer's agency, my agency did $500,000 for a year, and you could go, wow, that's great, but you don't realize that my monthly overhead was, 25, 30,000 a month, so it's not so great. Well, we don't have that overhead here. So when Jamie Susie's talking about making $100,000 a month, she may have a couple thousand a month in overhead, right? But the rest is all for her and her family. Matter of fact, they're building, I think, a $3 million home right now.
Yeah, that home is crazy.
Things are good.
Bigger than our house.
What was that?
Their tennis court's bigger than our house.
Yeah. It's good. So it's definitely worth, this is this isn't easy. We always talk about it. It's very simple, but it's not easy. But I'm telling you, Mark, it's so good that it's worth it, right?
Oh,
because with my farmer's agency, 10 years there, the reason why I left, it wasn't worth it. The reward that I was getting for the time and effort that I was putting in, even though I had a 6-figure income, it wasn't like I was starving to death, but the reward was not worth the effort that I was putting in. And it took me 10 years to figure that out. But the beauty of it is we all know, we see people around us. It may not be easy, but the reward is worth the effort that you put in. And that's what I love about this company and this business.
Me too, man. And I love it. I keep going, but they say your struggle's your story. Like, I love everybody looks at a Jamie or a Sarah and this and that, and all they see is what's on the end of the rainbow, and they don't see the climb necessarily, but I promise if you hang on, you're going to be on that same ride. If you promise to read The Big Leap, work on yourself, employ it in your business, you're going to it's almost like taking an immunotherapy. Like, it starts working out all these kinks in you, right, guys? And And as those kinks get worked out, the income just starts piling up. And next thing you know, you can literally start reverse engineering your retirement if you're one of those that like to retire.
Yeah. Not many people retire because retirement here is 15 or 20 hours a week. That's what Kevin Purdy was talking about in Puerto Vallarta. Me and Stephen Tick were talking. He was asking Kevin Purdy, how many hours a week you work, because he's got a huge agency, right? And he kind of almost was embarrassed from what Stephen said. Yeah, like maybe 15 hours a week, 20 hours a week, right? He put in the time to get there. But the beauty of it is here, like when I had my farmer's agency, the bigger it got, the more stress and effort that I had on my part. It's a whole different thing here. So anyway, love this business. I'll do the weekly leaderboards. I'll let Stephen do the shorter list. So weekly leaderboards: Monica, Burchelle, Alex Moore, Tammy Troy, Renat Mueller, Holly
Mueller.
Austin. Did I get it wrong? Renate?
No, I was doing the Ferris Bueller, but with Mueller.
Oh, Mueller. Gotcha.
Go for it.
Dustin Vance, Megan Watts, Sean Lynn, David Woods, Jason Nimwigan, Harvins Monestein, Marsha Giles, Devontae Hooker, Monica Howard, Kip Johannesson, Steve Fiorentino, Michael Hurt, Preston Larson, Aaron Castile, James Martinez, Derek Strong, Sharon Casanova, Trisha Tillo. Thank you. I knew you were on the call, and I'm like, I'm going to really mess this up when she's on the call.
Trisha Tantillo, I'll never mess it up again. She schooled me at the event last week.
Okay. Amber Blair, Victor Tessone, Nathan Brunstein, Taylor Huey, Mr. Mark Newbauer, Paul Jones, Joshua Davis, Brooke Dial, Betsy Barr, Sam Harrington, and Brett Thomas. They're on the weekly leaderboards, wrote some businesses last week and helped some families. Now, Steve, I'll let you do the top over 2,000, and you can even give the numbers on these ones.
Okay. Haddon Wilford, 2,039. Cody Bender, 2,298. Lavanya Taylor, 2,454. Stephen Tickle, 2,462. Donnell Roberts, 2,836. Claritha Bridlove, 2,853. Steve Devine, 2,853. Logan Chatfield, 3,495. Benjamin Tracy, 3,844. And Joe Martinez, 4,967.
Nice. 5K club. I love it. 5K or above. Deanna Cortez, 5,059. Xander Woolley, 5,400. Muhammad Ba, 6,598. Otley Paluto, 9,912. Man, just missed that 10K. Timon, I think it is. At Mar 12. Is that right?
Timon, like rhymes with Simon.
Oh, Timon. Oh, got it. Thank you. Timon at Mar 12,680. That's a new name, Mark. Is that a new agent?
He is a newer agent. You never know it with the way he's cranking out apps, but Timon is direct to Xander Wally and helping families just about every single day.
Wow. So that means Xander had a nice week with his team, if he's on his team.
Xander had a very nice week this week.
I love it.
All right. So
beginning builders. It's all yours, Steve.
All right. Team Vance, 2 riders, 2 apps, 624. Team Rodriguez, 2 riders, 3 apps, 1177. Team Brunstein, 2 riders, 2 apps, 2426. And Team Divine, 2 riders, 1 app, 5706. Nice.
Team leaders and key leaders. Team Singleton, 2 riders, 2 apps, 869. Team Schenkel, 3 riders, 3 apps, 1425. Team Blair, 2 riders, 2 apps, 2499. Team Tickle, 2 riders, 3 apps, 3521. And there we go. Team, is it Wally? Is that right?
Yes, Wally.
Okay. 3 riders, 5 apps, 18,829. That's for a week.
Wow.
Talking AO numbers here, we get those riders up, and we've got it.
I'm telling you, that's awesome, man.
Wow.
Agency owners: James Agency, 799. Stevens Base, 1883. Oh, sorry. I think Steve, you're supposed to do this one.
All right, Fiorentino base,
Yeah.
6 apps for 2040. Roberts Agency, 3 riders, 6 apps for 6502. Harrington Agency, 3 riders, 9 apps, 9270. Bar base, 4 apps or 4 riders, 5 apps, 9304. Martinez base, 7 riders, 14 apps, 10766. And Newbauer base, 8 riders, 10 apps, 26,103, and Miller base, 13 riders, 25 apps, 27,778. That's awesome.
Beat
Wow,
Martinez
Miller
this
base
week.
Loading.
Nice.
Yeah. Those interviews are paying off. That's amazing.
Yep. They are. Miller base, Joe Martinez,
Base.
just so you know.
Taking the top spot. Just wait till conference. I mean, that you guys take note of these numbers and then watch about 6 weeks after conference what happens to these. It's about to get crazy in here.
Yep. I would agree. October is going to be a record month for all of us.
Yep.
My turn to think.
Yep.
Fiorentino Master, 5 riders, 6 apps, 2000. Stevens Master, 9 riders, 10 apps for 3924. Bar Master, 7 riders, 14 apps, 18,574. Miller Master, 22 riders, 35 apps, 31,703. Martinez, 30 riders, 50 apps, 43,268. And Newbauer Master, 48 riders in a week. In a week,
Amazing.
dude, 80 apps, 94,448.
Wow.
Awesome.
Thank you, team. You guys are amazing.
Weekend Warriors, Sam Harrington, 1011. James Martinez, 1040. Xander Woolley, 1102. Fernando Alvarez, 1392. Timon Atmar, 2352. And Joe Martinez, 2970. Awesome.
And Joe, there we go. Newbauer Master Agency.
Awesome, guys.
There we go. Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm excited about this call because Steve's got one of his new agents on here, and I'm super looking forward to hearing from her. So I'll let you go first, Steve, and then I've got a couple. By the way, now I see in my screen, Joe. Did you see my base shop? Yeah, I beat you this week.
I saw it. I saw it. We coming for you. We're coming for you. We're winning right now.
I know you are, but that's okay. It's only
We're coming
Tuesday.
back. We're coming back hot.
The race where everybody wins, as long as you're driving.
All right, guys. So Trisha, you want to unmute? I'm going to bring on Trisha Tantillo. She's part of my warm market. I've known her for 10 plus years. We've worked together prior to this. Been hounding her for about a year now. So she just got started with us about 6 weeks ago. I just wanted to say, you know, she's committed to the system. She's buying leads weekly, massive action, constant correction. She's plugged into the structure of calls, trainings. She's got her Denver ticket, her flight, her hotel, everything booked. So she's ready to go for that. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions here, Trisha. We'll start off. So Trisha, she just started 6 weeks ago. I know it took several weeks to write your first app, and I just wanted to see what has fueled you to stay committed thus far. I'll let you take it away.
Hello, everyone. Trisha Tantillo, for those of you I have not met, but I met a lot of you guys on the conference, or the seminar rather. So that was really nice to meet people in person. What's keeping me motivated is I worked with Steve in the nutrition business. It was entrepreneur lifestyle. During COVID, that crashed for myself and a lot of people. I choose that entrepreneur lifestyle because I feel like that's what God created me to be, and to be there for my daughter. I'm a full-time mom for 12 plus years. So revolving my schedule around her schedule has always been super important. So when that died back in 2020, I stepped into a school just to have the same hours as my daughter. And I just wanted to punch a clock at that time and just make a paycheck. I didn't want to work hard. I just wanted to get a paycheck because I was burnt out with the lifestyle. When Steve brought this to my plate over a year and a half ago, it was a calling to me, another chance to step into that lifestyle of the entrepreneur lifestyle. So I want that, I want what Joe Martinez has spoke about as far as the American dream. During that dark season, it was, I was taught to grow through the pain, not just go through the pain. So it was just God working through me, and teaching me, what is up ahead, which is, I believe, the symmetry. Of course, I want the financial freedom and always keeping my why bigger than my how. I always was taught that if we knew our why, that our how would always work itself out. And I've posted my goals just like Jeff told us. So I look at that daily as I'm on my phone calls, and I want to focus on, not just the numbers and the financial goals, but, you know, um, also the vacation goals and everything else around it. And also lots of prayer, lots of connection with God. And I think in times like this that we're uncomfortable, it brings us closer to Him. So that's all those things keep me motivated.
Awesome. So again, I know you're excited about hitting your goals, and I know, like I said, it took a little while to write your first step, but in the last week and a half, you've written 4,700. So that's exciting, right? So how excited are you about that? And how do you see yourself finishing off this month going into conference?
I was beyond excited. It was a jump start, so to speak. I mean, it gave me a belief in the process, a belief that I can do this because I wasn't sure. I mean, and now it showed me that I can, right? If you did it once and I've done it a second time, we can keep doing it. Um, I see myself that I want to keep doing what I'm doing and treating every day as an opportunity, um, and keep learning and growing. And of course, I want to end this month in abundance. So I'm going to speak as if and let it be. So let's just say double it, 10K plus for the end of the month.
Well,
I love it.
10 plus appointments already set for the week, so you're on track, girl. So, and then another thing, I know it was crazy just seeing you the other day and realizing I hadn't seen you in 5 years, I saw that, but it was awesome to see you. And after going to that Phoenix Summer Tour training, and you got to meet a bunch of the people here, and there was, people from out of town. What are you most excited for, after that, after seeing it on a bigger scale?
It was amazing. I'm excited for a lot. I'm excited to progress and keep getting better and better. I'm excited to work with good people. I met a lot of people during that seminar, and it was very warm feeling. The vibe was great. It didn't seem fake. It just seemed very genuine and real. So um, I'm excited to make money like I never knew I could, because that's never been in my history. I want to make my daughter proud. That's really important to me. She's a teenager now. She's 16. So she's heard the word no so many times in her life. And I want to be that mom that says yes. I want to take her on those vacations that I've never been able to afford. I want to crush my goals that I see her every day. So there's just a couple. Like I'm going to take her to Italy next summer, and then the summer after that is Maui. But then when I become an empty nester in 2 years from now, when she graduates, I have a goal to be in the island of Sicily and work remote from there in the summer. That's where all my family's from. I just want to absorb my culture and be able to make money while I'm doing that. And that's the American dream, right? Being a snowbird and being able to work remote basically and still make that income. And then mostly I want to be a testimony of God's amazing favor. I want to be seen as that was God's work, when they see that I progress. So
That's amazing, Trisha. Thank you for sharing all that. Any, Jeff, any questions that you have at all, or I know you have some people you wanted.
Well, no, I just, I love everything about it. It's cool. My daughter's 16 as well. And because of this business, my wife and I have been on some different trips, but last year we went a trip on a cruise with a bunch of the other agents. And because of this business, and because I could, my daughter, we couldn't find anybody to watch our daughter while we were on the cruise. And we brought our daughter, but she didn't want to go by herself. So we brought her best friend and her best friend's sister with us on that cruise. And it's been about, it was March of last year, and she still talks about the cruise. And when she came back, it was so cool because she said, "Hey, Dad, I want to do what you do when I grow up." So, the trips that we do with our family because of this business, it was great because it was with a bunch of Symmetry people, whether it is or not. It's just great to be able to do those things for our kids and let them appreciate it. So I love that you've got trips scheduled and planned, and this business will allow you to do that, Tricia. So I'm excited for you guys.
And I just want to say one more very important thing, that I would never be here if, obviously, Steve didn't invite me, but if we didn't have the rapport that we did and we worked so well that we did in the past, and I knew what kind of leader he was, I would not be here. So I just want to give recognition where recognition is needed, and he is amazing leader, and I appreciate him being there every step of the way. So I can't express that enough.
Well, I love that. And I love that because remember that when you're talking to people that don't give up on your friends, people close, because the timing is not always right when we're first talking to them. And it took a year, sounds like, for you to make the decision to do this, but it's all about timing, and we don't know that timing. So I love that Steve was persistent. I know when he was talking to me about you early on when you first got started, how excited he was for you and what it could do for you and your family. So it's definitely a blessing, but don't give up on your friends just because they don't get started now. Doesn't mean that they're not going to get started here. It really is all about timing. Matter of fact, Mark Schenkel is a great example of that. Troy talked to Mark for at least a year, and Mark Schenkel they were on his boat, and Mark Schenkel was about ready to throw him off his boat in the middle of the ocean because he kept talking to him about life insurance. And now Mark Schenkel is on board and building a team. So don't give up. Don't give up on people that you care about.
And I would say one of the methods I use is drip, don't drown them with information. Right?
Yeah. 100%. You just want what's best for them, right? Yeah. So that's awesome. Awesome. Well, great job, Tricia. Super excited for what you're going to do here and love your passion. So
Thank you too.
Yeah. So, and it was great meeting you in person Thursday at the event. So awesome. Well, anything else, Steve, before I bring up somebody?
I'll go ahead. Thank you, Tricia.
Thank you, Steve.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to bring on another fairly new agent, Vic Tassone. I'll let you say your last name, make sure I get it right for the future.
It's Tassone, it's fine.
Tassone. Oh, is that Italian? I like that.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm a quarter Italian, so Tassone. Okay, awesome. Well, a little bit about Vic. He's started earlier this year. I'll let him tell more of his story. Kind of started part-time, and just he's continually increasing his lead order production. I'm excited. We just got the numbers out yesterday, and officially hit his 90% promotion. So exciting for that, for you, Vic. But if you can just maybe tell us a little bit about, I know you started earlier this year, maybe tell us a little bit about your story and where you're at now. And then I'll have a few more questions for you.
Yeah, well, that's good news too. I thought for sure there was going to be something that didn't get in time. So that's good that happened. Yeah, got here in like January. So I moved here to, I found out I'm in the same town as Jeff. I moved here about 2 years ago from Chicago. So I wasn't even, really looking for something like this. I was looking for, some maybe extra income, something remote. And I just kind of came across this and ended up talking to Tickle. And I mean, so I have experience in this industry. So I guess that's the one thing I will say is that, after talking to Tickle, this is not normally how it's done other places, like anywhere. So, so the people that don't like, haven't experienced it somewhere else, this is not, this is very unique. So that kind of drew me in. But I've only had experience with one other, insurance company. They were fine. It was just during 2 years of COVID in Chicago, I needed to get in front of people. I really could have used Symmetry in March of 2020. But 2 years too late, it's fine. So yeah, I had no problem with that place. Just needed to get in front of, new clients. I run an investment business as well. I traded for a long time in Chicago. So yeah, I've had like a roller coaster career, but out here in Arizona with my family now, and yeah, I just kind of had to, I don't have this figured out yet by any means. I think I'm finding my groove, but I mean, I took like a month off in the spring from producing and just basically was like, kind of told myself, all right, quit messing around, either take this seriously or move on. So I had a meeting with Jeff and Joe, and they kind of told me what I needed to hear. And then, I made some decisions myself, just kind of decided to take ownership you know, and I'm sure you're going to ask about like the conference and stuff like that, but, or not the conference, but the meeting in Arizona last week. But,
Yeah.
I mean, now I have like wheels turning, right? Because obviously in the investment world, it's all about recurring revenue. So I understand, I appreciate that. The insurance side was always about immediate, and the investments was about the recurring. So I know I didn't come here to build, but now I understand why. And I never would have in a million years thought of working with my wife, but after seeing like how many successful couples are doing this, she's a recruiter. So I think she would probably help a lot. So now I have like the wheels turning in that direction. So yeah, we'll see how it all plays out.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's yeah, it is crazy how many couples, work together. Even, my wife, Kimberly, she's not licensed, but she helps with recruiting. She was the one who, when I first started recruiting, she was calling every resume, booking the appointment, and, helping out however she could. And she's, even though she's not licensed, she's the best recruiter on my team for sure. She's just really, good with people. And everybody loves my wife if you've met her, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But from the summer tour that you went to, obviously, you said you got a lot from it. What do you think stood out to you the most? What was your favorite part of that? Because there was a lot of really good stuff. But what do you think your favorite part was from that?
Yeah, I mean, so that was my favorite part. I mean, obviously seeing, a lot of the people that you see on these Zoom calls, that flew in and talked, some of these higher producers, that was cool. But I mean, honestly, it was seeing, how many couples kind of work together. I spoke with your wife, obviously, a little bit, the Gillums I spoke with. And then James mentioned that story that one couple had, in 4 years, the kind of, drastic production and reversal they've had. And that was cool to hear. So that was my biggest takeaway, was seeing that and, just kind of getting my wheels spinning since.
Yeah, it was it was interesting for me. I thought it was pretty cool that they actually people were transparent about their income. Excuse me, on that, on the panel, they're asking new agents, producers, top producers, obviously the 130s. It was crazy how many people are making $1 million a year plus, which is kind of crazy. But even some of those new producers that young gal that was she's 27. She's been here for a year. She's an agency owner, I think, and they asked her best month was, and it was like 20,000 minus a few $100. You hear those stories, and it was pretty cool for me even because because of COVID, this is the first summer tour that I've been to since the very first one I went before right when I got started 4.5 years ago. So
Yeah, that stuck out to me too, but it was cool how honest, but I mean, in a normal conversation, obviously you don't want to talk about finances, but you're in kind of a room full of your peers and everybody knows what we do and what we do to get, the production that some people do. So, hearing that, yeah, that was cool.
yeah, awesome. Well, I'm excited for you, Vic. Excited if your wife decides to help you recruit and stuff. That's always like the teams just do. The couples don't do twice as good. I think they do 3 times as good because when you're both on that, you both have those same goals and you're working together. It just goes so much better. So love to see that. Any last things you want to touch on? I know. Yeah, I'm excited for what you're doing. I know you've bumped your leads up. You made some adjustments and things like that, and it's. But anything you want to end on, Vic?
No, yeah, yeah, I just kind of took ownership of things, right? Like, I wanted to use Switchboard, so I just started using that. I wanted to end up in the digital leads. I just, I started using those. Um, I was in California this weekend for my kids' soccer, booking meetings on the sidelines. Like it was, so I was,
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, I think things are headed in the right direction.
That's awesome. Well, awesome, man. Thanks, Vic, for telling us a little bit about your story, and looking forward to seeing you here on the leaderboards and things like that. So
Yep, thanks, Shep.
yes, sir. And then last but not least, I want to bring on Stephen Tickle. Actually, Vic is direct to Stephen Tickle, so I think Stephen's pretty excited about having Vic on the call and seeing what Vic's doing. But you guys hear Stephen Tickle, he's on the calls quite a bit, but a lot of times I think when we have somebody on, you don't realize, where they are, where they came from, where they started. And I just was curious, and I looked up. Stephen Tickle started about 3 years ago, right, Stephen?
That's right. Yes, sir.
So for 2021, your first year, when did you sign up? When did you actually get signed up with Symmetry in 2021?
So spoke with you in March 2021, licensed in June. I signed up then, went to my first conference in August of 2021, wrote my first policy in December of 2021.
So he was here for 6 months. And I'm telling you guys this because maybe you've been here for a little bit and you're not where you want to be. He came in here. He onboarded in June. So he had a half a year in 2021. He did $9,056 in APV. 2022, he stepped up a little bit, did 145,578. Nobody would consider that a bad year, right? And then last year in 2023 did $273,027. And that's the exciting part for me is look, his first year he's kind of getting started. His second year, he had a full year in 2022 because he wrote a couple apps at the end of December, whatever those apps he wrote in December, but almost doubled your production in 2023. What do you think happened, Stephen, in 2023 to have you double from 2022? Even though most people would say 145,000 isn't terrible. What happened from 2022 to 2023? And this is all off of personal production. You hadn't recruited or anything.
Right. I just finally made the decision to stop playing around with this and to put Symmetry to the test. I mean, we can, we sit on the production calls, we're in the huddle ups, we hear the stories, but until you finally make that decision on your own to really step up and to do the work, you're not going to see what your potential is. And what's cool is like, we're just getting started. I mean, we're having so many new technological advancements for us. New things to help us out. The Cook Zoom room, we didn't have that in 2021, 2022 to sit there and listen to folks dial and stuff live. There's just so many things going in the right direction. And all we need to do is just grab on and hold the reins and just, go with Symmetry. I mean, they're going in the right direction. And it's like you tell me all the time, Jeff, it's either you're going to go with the flow or you're going to sit back and watch the train go by, and then eventually you're going to make the decision to hop on. And
Right.
that's just what I love about this company, the ability to do what we can do with the flexibility we have. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, if you're going to give this all, everybody in here can submit 273,000. It's
Mhm.
nothing special. It's just follow the system and plug in. I mean, it's simple.
Yeah, it really is simple. We always talk about it's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. And it's just running enough appointments to write that kind of business. Now you are a key leader. But what inspired you to start building? When did you start building, and when did you become a key leader?
So started building in January of this year, officially became key leader after April. So in May, we got the promotion. But just watching Samantha Harrington, Bridget Rudisil, David and Donnell, Connie Hunter. I mean, these folks coming in, Steve, Ken, these people came in after me, and just watching them go right by me. And I said, you know what? Probably it's time to start building. I think this personal production stuff's been great, but I want to get that Susie money. So let's go ahead and start building an agency and using the team to work as a team, because everybody knows a team's going to outperform one person all day long. And
Yeah.
it's nice to personally produce, but I don't want to have to do that the rest of my life. And in order to get my goals accomplished, you got to recruit. Simple.
Yeah, and I love it because you started recruiting in January. You hit key leader in April. You're on your way to agency owner. And I love it because you're doing all that alongside your production, and you're on track to do the same as you did last year, almost 300,000 in personal production while you're building your team. And that's the beauty of what we do. What are your goals on agency owner? Because we all see everybody goes at a different pace. Everybody's at a different pace. Jordan and Jared, it took them, I don't know how many years to hit agency owner, and then now they've just had in the last 2 months two people on their team hit agency owner, right? So I love, we all go at a different speed here. It's not the speed you guys go at. It's that you actually get there. And what are your goals for agency owner?
So we're going to make AO by October. So this is month 1 is this month. Month 2, September. Month 3, October.
Love it. And then the last thing here, you've been to several of the summer tours, I believe. What did you take away from this, and what was your favorite part of the summer tour here in Phoenix last week?
So my favorite part was just going now that I know that I'm going to these places, and I think I said this at conference too. I think Andrew Jimenez asked me that question. Just now seeing that building a team, seeing your teammates show up, and seeing what I got out of conference early on in these corporate events, and seeing what it can do for your team. So I've now officially met Vic. I got Vince on my team. He's on the call. We've been to a couple of corporate overviews in North Carolina together. I've met Nicole. Just the ability to now see that what I see, other people are seeing the same thing, and it's catching, they're getting excited about it. And just having the ability to share with them my experience and to watch them grow. And, in reality, my goal is I want them to do what I have done faster and move up quicker. So I know by getting them to come to these events and plugging them in, it's going to happen. And then them hearing my story and saying, hey, don't wait to start recruiting. Let's go ahead and do this now, because I know the success it can bring, and I want them to have that success early. Why wait for it?
Yeah. No, I love it. It's always exciting to see people on your team go faster than you did and get promoted faster than you did. It's definitely super exciting. And you were actually on the panel up there for Rising Stars. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, me, Amber, and Kevin Walter. That was fun.
Yeah, so that was awesome. Man, I'm just excited for all three of you really on this call that got to tell a little bit about yourselves. There's the more you're around here, the more you realize the potential it is, but the true like you said, Tricia, when you went there, it wasn't you could tell that people are being real, right? They're being themselves. It wasn't fake. It wasn't hype. It was just people are excited to be there. People are excited to be part of our company with what we're doing. And that's just a glimpse of conference. I can't wait for conference especially for those of you that went to, like the Phoenix, because the conference, it makes that Phoenix thing look like it was just an hour little event because it's so freaking good. The training you're going to get is just amazing. Any of the leaders, Joe, or anybody have any questions for any of these three you guys want to add before we wrap up for the day?
Man, this is just why we need to plug more of our agents to this call, right? Like listening to people on our team, right? Y'all's success, right? Like, man, y'all are raw. I am so excited about y'all, right? Like, this is why you need to plug in more people, right? Like, I hear the cry, Mark, right? Like, we need to have 60, 70 people because your teams need to hear this. This is so good, right? And what I love about it is, it's so easy for us to connect on this call, right? Because we're on the same team. So it's not like, right, it's somebody on the Gillum's team or somebody on this, right? Like listening to Stephen Tickle, right? Like somebody, if one of your team members is on here, you can directly connect them to them, right? Listening to Alicia, right? Or I'm sorry, Trisha, right? Like we can connect them to them, right? So like leverage these calls like no tomorrow, right? Like we're literally the fastest growing agency right now in Symmetry, right? And it's because of this right here, right? So like leverage the crap out of it, right? Like who on your team needs to hear, right, a Steve Ferrantino and a Trisha story, right? Who needs to hear, right, a Vic and Steve story, right? Like, man, y'all take advantage of this, all I got to say, right? Like, and it jumped, Mark, so we got up to 48, right? Like, but plug people in, right? Like, and come into them consciously, right? Like, don't wait till Tuesday, right? Like, start talking about it today, right? To your team, like, man, you know what, like, you don't know what I just heard, right? Like this, it's what I needed. And start telling your team, hey, next Tuesday, put this on your calendar. Like, leverage the crap out of it. I promise you, right? Like, this is the association that's going to make y'all move so much faster. All of us, right? Like, we were just at the Phoenix meeting, Steve, right? And it was like, me and James came back and we're coming in hot with production, right? I spoke to him, Miguel, and he's starting a 40 CI lead order, right? Like, we had 3 people sign up to conference already, right? Like, this is the fuel that is making us move so much faster. So just thank you, all of y'all, for plugging in, right? And all of y'all that spoke today. I love to hear these kind of wins, right? And it couldn't be more true, Jeff, right? Like, it's at everyone's pace. And I think I don't think that's the magic of our group here, right? Like, everyone's just here to win at their level and at their pace. And Stephen, like you said it, buddy, like, I got fired up when I started seeing, I was literally in the leadership circle that I'm in. I was the last AO, Stephen. That fueled me so much. I was like, everybody became AO before me. I was like, right? Like, and it made me change, right? Like, I that needed to happen to me to become the leader that I am now, right? Like, if I was the first one, I promise I wouldn't be who I am right now, right? Like, it had to happen to me. And so just love listening to all y'all story. And again, man, plug as many of your agents into this. I promise you will see the difference in your organization very, very fast, because these are very impactful stories that we all need to hear.
Yeah, and Joe, thank you. I couldn't agree more. And you said it best. Like Chris always says, right? Best leaders are the best promoters. Or best promoters are the best leaders. And it's so true, because these calls are so impactful. I mean, I know, and I love that April just said it. Like, I know there are many of you leaders and builders on this call. They're like, oh, I wish so-and-so could have heard it, right? And sometimes the people that need it the most are the ones that are the most resistant, and that's why they need to hear it the most. So there is always that catch-22. But you guys saw it. We rallied. There were 31 people in here. We paused for a second, rallied out a text, and now we have close to 50 people in this room. So
and that was in 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
And that was in 5 minutes, right? That wasn't prepping them yesterday or last night. I want everybody that has a team that isn't present just reach out afterward, like Joe said, and said, guys, you really missed an impactful meeting. I'd love for you to, I mean, I have some agents, God love them, that are still, they've been here for weeks, maybe months, and they'll still text me and say, where's that meeting? Where's that meeting? And I send them the same link every time and say, you need to put these on your calendar. Now, I'm not going to do that for them, but it does, you know, there is that philosophy of meet them where they're at here at Symmetry, and it is a great leadership philosophy. So do give your people some grace too, and definitely do not assume that they know what you know. Do not even assume that they know that this meeting exists or when it is. It's up to you to promote that. And I'd love, like Joe said, if we can get numbers closer to 60 to 80, it is not a coincidence that the leaders and the winners on those leaderboards are the ones that attend these meetings and are in the Cook Zoom room. They aren't on there, you know, they're not in this meeting because they're like, they want to see their name on the leaderboards. They're on the leaderboards because they're making these meetings. And your people will start to do that too. And if you've been here more than 3 or 4 months, you're going to see it's new names all the time. It's not the same people. We have newer people winning faster, and it's as a result of tuning in and plugging in. But I just want to say real quick, you guys just blew me away, Steve and Jeff, with this call and those guests, Trisha, Vic, Tickle, like you guys just shook the ground today. And I'm not saying that in a rah-rah way. I'm saying that truly, like emotionally, intellectually, to the core. You guys hit it on the head. And I think it's further evidence of this is for anyone and everyone that's willing to put in the work, and anyone and everyone whose why is stronger than their fear of the phones, whose why is stronger than their, you know, scarcity mindset that may be preventing them from getting that conference ticket or that correct amount of leads or whatever may be slowing you down. I really hope that you guys take these stories and the tribulations that they're turning into victories and apply it to your own every day.
Yes, sir. Thank you, my friend. All right, guys. Well, let's all hop back in the workroom unless you're joining the first app writing party. Yeah, let's hang out in the workroom, guys. This is his family. This is a team, right? And the more we work in there, work together. If it's quiet in there for a little bit, unmute, say hi. Let's have this be the fun place to work, right? Not the place where we're all on mute and nobody's talking. If somebody's dialing, let them dial. If they're not dialing, be in that workroom. Let's interact. Let's be a team, right? Let's crack a joke every once in a while. Let's have fun over there.